The story of Jonah unfolds with divine urgency as God calls forth the prophet, urging him to journey to Nineveh, a city steeped in wickedness, yet filled with fear and disdain for this capital of Assyria. Jonah's heart resists the call. Instead of seeking the redemption of the people, Jonah boards a ship bound for Tarshish, attempting to escape the very presence of God that he cannot elude. The scenic voyage swiftly turns chaotic as a storm brews over the waters. The ship is tossed by the ferocious winds and panic reigns among the sailors who plead with their gods for salvation, while casting cargo into the turbulent sea. Jonah, unaware and indifferent to the turmoil above, has fallen into a deep slumber below deck. He awakens to a scene of desperation, where his fate is unearthed through the casting of lots, revealing him as the cause of their turmoil. In a moment of courage, he admits his flight from God and instructs the sailors to cast him overboard, believing this act will calm the storm. Reluctantly, they oblige, and with Jonah's plunge into the sea, tranquility returns to the waters, leading the sailors to worship the Lord, the God of the sea and land. Swallowed by a giant fish, Jonah finds himself in the belly of despair. Yet it is here he turns to prayer. For 3 days and nights, ensnared in darkness, he reflects on his disobedience and God's unrelenting mercy. His heartfelt pleas reach the heavens, prompting God to command the fish to release Jonah onto dry land. Renewed and humbled, God reiterates his mission to Nineveh. Jonah, now recognizing the weight of his calling, enters the bustling city with a simple yet powerful warning. In 40 days, Nineveh will be overthrown. To his astonishment, the message resonates, and the people, from the greatest to the least, respond with repentance. They don sackcloth and mourn their ways, even the king joining in humility. God observes their genuine contrition and decides to extend his mercy, sparing the city from destruction. However, this decision ignites Jonah's anger. As he expresses his frustration to God, he confesses that fear of this exact outcome is why he fled, knowing God's nature is filled with grace and compassion. Jonah retreats outside the city, seeking shelter from the sweltering sun. God blesses him with a plant for shade, bringing Jonah joy. But the next day the plant is destroyed by a worm, leaving Jonah desolate and wishing for death. God in his patience questions Jonah's anger over the plant, highlighting the irony of his misplaced compassion. Shouldn't God also care for Nineveh, a vast city with countless souls? The story culminates with this poignant inquiry, inviting readers to ponder the depths of God's mercy and the profound lessons taught through Jonah's journey.